Hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. Nothing in this episode is a promotion nor is it a recommendation. So I'm looking at one of my favorite tabs, Bleeping Computer, and I'm scrolling down. There's a lot of kind of present day stuff that keeps happening. I'm noticing there's more sponsored stuff. You got to make money. Oh, here we go. Something about our favorite company. All right, today's the 23rd of May. The article was posted at 4:44 Eastern Daylight Time. It's not even an hour later. It's got 3 comments on it. MS outage affects Bing, Copilot, DuckDuckGo. Why would it affect DuckDuckGo? Oh, they're probably using the Bing search and ChatGPT internet search. I haven't read this. A massive Microsoft outage. You mean Microsoft is consolidated? So when they get hit with some mistake, a big part of the thing goes down? Microsoft outage started approximately 3 a.m. EDT. Oh, I'm into this late. It took time for the guy to write the article after he discovered the news, and seems to primarily affected users in Asia and Europe. And then they say they tried it out, and they end up with a blank page. For some reason, the outage only affects the home page. So in other words, if you're smart enough to get past the Bing home page, then you don't see it. So that says it's an edge computer and not the deep stuff behind it. To use Bing, go to this URL and search as usual. It will work. However, Copilot's completely offline. All right, let's try it. So I'm going to click on Copilot. No, it's there. But wait a minute. I'm not in Europe and I'm not in Asia. Now, when I was reading the article on my other computer, I said, well, who's in Asia? India is in Asia. So I'll go bing.in, not bong.com. That's the United States. And what they did is they intercepted that. Do you see the languages? Now up here, bong.com/ and then there's a modifier cc equals in. So if I change the in for India to fr for France, This stuff down here is in French. Got it? And if I change it to IT for Italy, this stuff down here is in Italian. And if I change it to KR for Korea, I haven't done this. Can you see the Korean being right there? See, they did it differently. You recognize Korean when you see it, right? This stuff right here, you know that's Hangul. And this is Hangul. You would recognize that immediately, wouldn't you? So that they have set language KO, CC equals KR. They're going through all this crap. So then I tried it with Google. GOOGLE.IN. Now let me show you what they did. Can you see it? The .co.uk would be the way the British internet worked at the beginning. So when you used to go to the BBC, it would be like that. But now, they finally, after 20 years, caught up, and you can do that, and they know how to flip it without you seeing and get to the actual servers in London. And why do I say that? Because who's the former British colony, among others? India. So it's .co.in. All right. So the Google search here, even though you can't see it, oh, wait a minute, what is this? Somehow I got flipped over to Google Store. Google.co.in. This search engine is located where? Let's find out. First of all, is it a different address than google.com? So we say ping www.google.co.in. It answers right away. (172.253.115.94) IVP version 4. So what if I change this? Remember, I'm experimenting. And I say google.com, and it comes right back. It's a different address. So the page we're looking at, even though it's featureless, is answering from India. So then you'd have to ask yourself, well, how international is Google? So we'll change the IN to KR for Korea. And sure enough, it didn't try to flip me back to the United States. It was mature enough to think that I really want Korea. Google search based in Korea, irrespective of what language I use to do my search. So I take that and I ask it, what's the address? It should give me a completely different one again, or give me the one that's in India. Neither. 142, 251, 167, 94. So the clue we have is potentially the 142 beginning has to do with addresses mainly in Asia. And maybe also the next number where it's only 250 and 251. And then the rest of it is local addresses, country addresses. But I was talking about Bing. Bing dot co.in. Now we'll ask it to send me to Bing, India. And let's see if it switches me back to bing.com. And it did. Only it's kind of interesting to see what happened. I didn't expect this. This is kind of interesting to see what happened. This is a screw up. They're a bit confused. You see this right here? This part right here? Where you type in the search? That's Hangul, that's Korean. But do you see this right up here? Right there? That's probably Hindi, Sanskrit alphabet. There are multiple alphabets. Oh, and this stuff up here. So it still remembers that I went to the, but this part here is Korean. This is the word English. And here are languages that this website's available in. Now take a close look. Do you see this one here? You see this one here? And then you see this one here? Can you see that the first one here is, in a certain way, a simplification of this one? And this one looks very similar to this, but they're not the same language. And then we have this script, and then we have this script, and these two look similar, but they're not like these. And this one over here, can you see all the looping in it? I clicked on it, and there's only that stuff at the bottom. It's screwed up. Can you see the different languages? And you see that this one has a scripting that's similar to this, but they're not the same. So let's see if I can do something. Let me take that one. Let me go to translate. Let me put that in. And it's Odia or Oriya. Oriya language. The Odia or Oriya language is an Indo-Aryan classical language spoken in the Indian state of Odisha. I don't know where Odisha is. So why don't we ask where it is? You know there are several hundred languages in India. Yeah, I know the names of 5 or 6. So this is near West Bengal. And it's north of Telangana. Hyderabad. What language do you think they speak in Telugu? Telugu. I worked with a lot of people who spoke and speak Telugu. Mid-Eastern India, just north of Bangalore. What language do they speak in Canada? Oh, I said the language. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm playing with it. Oh, look, they're showing us a picture of how old it was. It goes way back. You mean they were writing in India when the rest of the world didn't even know what that was? You mean they're that old? So we're going back to, where am I? Did I lose it? All right, now let's pick another language. I like this curlicue one. Let me see if I can do it this way. All right, first I have to do this. I don't want to confuse Google Translate. So what I do is I go to Google Translate. I do this, but I quickly get rid of that part. And it says it's Malayalam. Southwestern India. Kerala. That's the main language of the state of Kerala. It's a South Indian language that's unrelated to the North Indian languages. It's a Dravidian, not an Aryan, and it's used in Kerala with border communities in a certain district of Tamil Nadu. And as a matter of fact, this week, I met somebody from India from that district. What a coincidence. He's actually from this one right here. I just met somebody a week ago, and I spoke with him yesterday, who is from there. Those are not separate states. They're enclaves in the state of Tamil Nadu. And the state of Tamil Nadu is directly east of the state of Kerala. And as I told him, I've met I don't know how many people who speak Tamil from Tamil Nadu, and in my many years, I've only, that I know of, met 2 people from Kerala. And my idea about that is, my theory is, Kerala is so beautiful, nobody wants to leave. Go look it up. Look at the pictures. You'll see what I mean. So the point is, I've been playing with Bing that's showing a confused Asian page. The stuff up here, right there, is Hangul, Korean. But it's giving me this stuff here in Indian subcontinent languages. Now it fixed it up here. So it was bridging from me going to the trying to go to the Korean thing. Do you think there's kind of a little defect in the way their servers cooperate? What a shame to find out something like that about the all-powerful MS. So if I want to use this, see, they still say it's Bing.com, but they're setting the language, and it's not clear to me where this is really coming from. So I'm going to try to that's kind of interesting. It's not going to let me. I'm looking at the bottom here. So the picture they're showing me is in Spain. And everything here is that language from Kerala. Except that's in English. This is talking about the Pyrenees. Oh, I see how they're doing it. You see what they're doing there? Let's take this one here. TripAdvisor. These are advertisements. Where's Aragon? That's in Spain. They don't try very hard to translate this into the local language, do they? Let's see what this does. This is all TripAdvisor. It's all advertising. Why is it doing that? See, I play with this stuff, and what I see is chaos. They really got it locked down when it comes to English language in the United States. But I was looking at this, and it's kind of... All right, let's pick this one here. It's in Hindi, and they offer it to me in English. Why did they switch to Hindi? I was concentrating on a different language. Now I'm looking up here, and it's MSN, and it's HIIN, feed, personalized, and it's, yeah. So it gives you clues to how they're trying to structure this. And maybe they have it orderly, but I'm not so sure about that. Because they switched me over to Hindi. For what reason, I have no idea. Let's see if it's really Hindi. Now, look, I'm playing. Do you understand? It's Hindi. Personalize how you'd like to receive all notifications. Why did they switch me to Hindi? Maybe MSN can only speak Hindi. And it doesn't know those other languages because it's not as elevated as Google search and will accommodate you sort of in some of the not quite top languages of Indian subcontinent. Look, folks. See, they're talking about an outage. And they said that if you just get past the actual opening page, home page, to actually land on something, the back end is working, it seemed. So they're hinting that it had to do with the edge computers that are trying to figure out who you are and direct you to the appropriate language and place servers. And what did I run afoul of with the mixed languages and stuff like that? The edge servers that are trying to figure out what the hell I'm up to, asking for all these different languages instead of knowing my place and asking for it in the American English. Why the hell are you trying to confuse me? But what we notice is that Google already has that all figured out. I'll try one last experiment. On the theory that Pakistan is PK and is also a former British colony, but is the direct enemy of India, so there's no connection, we say google.co.pk. And the Google search is already suggesting that it knows what it is. It can be news.google.com.pk. It can be google.com.pk. And maybe it'll flip me to that. Let's see what it does. The site can't be reached. So I'm going to take the search suggestions and I'm going to change .co. to .com pack, and it works. And that is what's up there in the address, and I'm now being served by whatever it is that serves Pakistan. And if I go like this, and I say ping, and let me clean it up. We just want the actual, we don't want the rest of that stuff. And google.com.pk, not google.co.in. We should get yet another address. And we didn't. Oh, look at this. Now, see, this is how you explore their infrastructure. What address did we get? We got this, the same edge server that is serving Korea is serving Pakistan, because they're minor players in terms of demand in comparison to the unique address for India, which is the superpower, population, wealth, industry, and sending people to the United States to take over as CEOs of Microsoft, Google, and IBM. I'm showing you. You don't, it's not derogatory. The Koreans stay kind of at home. The Pakistanis kind of, or go to the UK. How about to America? The center stage is India if it comes from South and Southeastern Asia. IBM, Google, Microsoft. Look it up. It's just having fun, seeing how it's structured. Country code for Bangladesh. They give me the telephone. Two-letter country code. BD, Bangladesh. Hang on. So now we change it from PK to BD. Does it answer? Yes, it did. Google.com.bd. I copy that, and I'm predicting it'll be the same number as Pakistan and Korea. Clean it up. Here's Bangladesh, and I got it wrong. Yes, it's 142.251, but it's not a repeat of 167.94 But it's interesting that it ends in 94 and it has the 1/6. It's way over my head, but I'm having fun. Steve AB4 y'all. I just started with this article about the superpower losing some of its something. Saying see you in 73.